Här kommer en prisvinnande stand-up-komiker, Jimmy Carr.
Well, thanks very much. I can't believe my luck. You've had me back. Cheers. It went quite well last time. I met the prince afterwards and did the shaky hand thing. It was good. He said, very, very funny indeed. Very good deadpannery. Now, we all know deadpannery is not a real word. But it's your mum's English. You can say what you like. I was doing a gig a couple of weeks ago. I got talking to a girl down the front. I asked her name. She said, it's Pataka. I said, that's an unusual name. You don't hear that every day. To which she replied, actually, I do. I asked her where she was from. She said, I'm from outside Birmingham. I said, really? So am I. What part of Birmingham aren't you from? I was talking to my nan about Ant and Dec. She said she didn't know which one Ant was. I said, do you know which one Dec is? She said, yeah. Feminists say, and you may agree with this, you may not, feminists say, a woman's work is never done. All I'm saying is, maybe, if they got themselves organised, it'd be better. Well, that seems to have divided the room somewhat. It's a rather icy stare you're giving me there, madam. What you've got to understand is that's postmodern misogyny. That joke is, in fact, steeped in irony. So don't you worry your pretty little head about it, love. My girlfriend said, she said to me, Jimmy, we're at a crossroads in our relationship. Down one road is hard work and commitment, but ultimately, happiness. And down the other road, well, the other road is a dead end. And I said, that's not a crossroads, that's a T-junction. I'm glad you laughed. She went bloody mental. I don't know if it was the same for you. When I went to school, if you got your right ear pierced, it meant you were homosexual. Was that the same? And if you got your left ear pierced, it meant you were common and you lived on an estate. When I was at school, I had a friend called Anthony. Well, I say he was a friend. He was actually just someone that came and sat next to me on the first day of school when we were about 5. And continued to hang around for the next 17 years. We've all got one of those, haven't we? If you're thinking, I haven't, it's you. Anyway, I'm not proud of this, but it did happen. We were about 15, we got a bit drunk at a party. He got very drunk and passed out. And myself and another friend called Pete, we shaved his eyebrows off. He was really surprised. But you couldn't tell. My girlfriend said, have you been having sex behind my back? I said, who did you think it was? And another thing, it wouldn't kill you to look round once in a while. Check how I'm doing. She says, you never tell me how much you love me. I don't want to upset her. She used to get very annoyed with me because I used to leave the toilet seat up. So I don't do that anymore. It's a common courtesy. I mean, it's the woman I love. How difficult's that, gentlemen? Not very difficult at all. But there's no winning with her. Now she gets annoyed because it's covered in piss. A couple of weeks ago, and I feel I can share this with you, a couple of weeks ago I failed to perform sexually. I'm not going to go into details. Suffice it to say, I arrived early. My girlfriend said, don't worry, that happens to a lot of guys. I said, there's two things the matter with that. Firstly, who are these a lot of guys? And secondly, if it's happening to more than one of us, don't you think it could be your fault? I left my last girlfriend because she was very hypocritical. She used to say, I love surprises, but then when she found out I was sleeping with her sister... Here's a little note for the gentleman in the room. I've discovered that the worst thing you can say when a woman asks you, does my bum look big in this? The worst thing you can say is not yes. The worst thing you could say is, let me step back, get it all in. I've been out with a couple of big girls, not, you know, not water retention, cake retention. You know, they tell you they've got a thyroid problem. You say, what are you taking for that? Pies? It's always the same excuses. The camera adds £10. Stop eating bloody cameras. Well, imagine it's nearly Christmas. I imagine, will you all be having a drink over Christmas? Yes. I don't really drink much. I'm not teetotal, you know, but I don't drink a lot. I don't really get drunk. And I think I miss out because I miss out on ordering certain drinks that you only order when you're already drunk. The aftershock is a good example. Have you all had the aftershock? That strange pink stuff, you see. No one's ever ordered that sober. No designated driver has ever walked into a bar and thought, yes, I can have one drink, I'll have one. Yes, I'll have a pipette of aftershock, please. It's never happened. No one's ever ordered a flaming Zambuca sober. The reason is, of course, there's a clue as to why you shouldn't order it. You spot what it is? It's on fire. It's the equivalent of walking into a kitchen, seeing a tap and a gas hob, and going for the gas hob. The only reason I could possibly think of, the only scenario where you should order a flaming Zambuca is maybe if you've met a girl, you've been out on 3 or 4 dates, you really like her. Got a lovely body, lovely face, great personality, lovely sense of humour. You think she might be the one. But she's got a bit of a problem with facial hair on the top lip. That can be awkward, can't it? Much easier just to take her out for a drink and say, bartender, 2 flaming Zambucas. No, they're both for you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I've got time for. I really hope you enjoy the rest of the show. I've been Jimmy Carr. Thank you very much indeed. Good night. Cheers.